So, you want to be a polymath, a true master of multiple trades, someone who can design like an artist, build like an engineer, and think like a CEO.
Besides life.
Well, you've landed on the right video. There has never been a better time to embrace polymathy. In a world where academia and intellectualism are declining and critical thinking seems to be fading, my goal is to inspire and motivate as many people as possible to break the mold and pursue mastery across multiple domains. I've researched and distilled everything it takes to not just learn a skill, but to excel in multiple disciplines of your choosing. The best way to visualize this is through characters like Tony Stark or Batman, individuals who dominate in various fields and operate on another level. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to mastering multiple skills, standing out in different industries, and becoming the kind of person who is simply built differently. Plus, stick around until the end for some bonus tips on how to learn faster and more efficiently. Let's take a moment to define what it truly means to be a polymath, and why it even matters. A polymath is someone who doesn't just dabble in different fields, but achieves real mastery in multiple areas, fueled by an endless curiosity. Think of historical figures like Leonardo da Vinci, Marie Curie, Gottfried Leibniz, or Benjamin Franklin. They didn't confine themselves to a single role. They were inventors, scientists, artists, and thinkers all at once. But isn't this just being a generalist? Not quite. Generalists have a broad skill set and adapt well, but polymaths go deeper. They aim for mastery in multiple disciplines. The difference is depth versus breadth. Generalists know a little about a lot, while polymaths become highly skilled in multiple areas. So why does society need polymaths? The truth is, we live in a world designed for specialists. From childhood, we're expected to pick one career path. What do you want to be when you grow up? They ask, assuming there's only one right answer. Specialization is valuable, but it has its drawbacks. It can create tunnel vision, limiting your understanding of the bigger picture. You might become an expert in one thing, but miss the connections that fuel real innovation. Polymathy challenges this. By learning across multiple fields, you develop a broader perspective, unlocking new skills like creativity, problem solving, and insights that specialists might never see. But why should you care about being a polymath? It's not about perfection, it's about lifelong learning and staying curious. True polymaths understand that time is limited, yet they still push for excellence. Every child starts life filled with curiosity, constantly questioning how things work. But as we grow, that curiosity is often buried under societal expectations. Most people settle for the bare minimum, but polymaths aim higher. Curiosity reignites that spark, allowing you to break free from the belief that you can only be good at one thing. You have the ability to explore, experiment, and build a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. And that's exactly why I said earlier, there has never been a better time to be a polymath. We have unlimited access to knowledge at our fingertips. The internet connects us instantly to people and information from around the world. And with the rise of AI, like ChatGPT, which is basically a free personal Jarvis, technology is making it easier than ever to learn and grow. So if you don't start now, you might look back and regret it later. Curiosity, unknowing what the future holds for them, like a stick floating down the river. Every child starts life as a curious learner, constantly questioning the world and how everything works. But as we grow up, many of us lose that innate curiosity and ability of questioning buried under societal expectations. But necessity is about reaching the minimum, whereas a polymath reaches for the maximum. Curiosity reignites that spark, and being a polymath isn't being a nerd. There is no nobility in mediocrity. It's about embracing curiosity, learning, and breaking free from the limiting belief that you can only be good at one thing. You can still explore, experiment, and become much more, which will serve a more fulfilling purpose in life. And this is why I said earlier that in today's world, there's never been a more perfect time to be a polymath. We have new technology that allows us to access an abundance of knowledge for free at our fingertips. We have the internet that enables people from all over the world to instantly communicate with one another. And of course, the infamous rise of AI with creations like ChatGPT, which is literally Jarvis that everyone can have access to for free. Something that was completely science fiction just a few decades ago. So if you don't start now, then you're definitely going to regret it later. Mastering anything in life begins with mastering yourself first. As the saying goes, a man conquers the world by conquering himself. This chapter is all about self-actualization and self-discovery, the essential preparation before you can truly begin your journey. Think of it like gathering your ingredients before you start cooking. Becoming a polymath starts with developing a growth mindset, the belief that intelligence and skills are not fixed but can be improved through effort. You are not limited by what you know today. In fact, the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. You've probably heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people overestimate their own knowledge or abilities. To grow, you need to put your ego aside and embrace the role of a lifelong learner. The more you think you already know, the less excited you become about learning. That lack of excitement leads to stagnation. So stay humble and always assume there's more to discover. Avoid falling into the Dunning-Kruger trap of thinking you've got it all figured out. You also need to set realistic expectations. Mastery doesn't happen overnight. Ambition is important, but it must be backed by consistent action. Instead of focusing solely on goals, create systems you can stick to. Simple, sustainable systems will always beat complicated plans that you can't maintain. The key is consistency. Steady progress compounds over time. If you aim to be just 1% better every day, those small improvements will add up. Next, your mental and physical health are the foundation of everything you do. If you neglect them, everything else crumbles. Poor mental health leads to stress and burnout, while neglecting your physical health drains your energy and focus. Taking care of yourself isn't optional, it's necessary. Exercise regularly, eat well, get quality sleep, and keep your body and mind in top condition. There's no brains over brawn debate here. Working out builds discipline, perseverance, and commitment, all of which are key traits of a polymath. I know this advice sounds cliche and overused, but that's because it's true. My goal isn't to just repeat it, but to help you actually recognize its importance. Now, in order to learn and grow, you need time, and that means mastering time management. There are countless strategies out there, but to keep it simple, focus on 3 things: organization, prioritization, and scheduling. A challenge that nearly everyone struggles with is procrastination, including me. The best way I've found to beat it? Start with the easiest task. The hardest part is just getting started. And beginning with something simple lowers the resistance. Once you get moving, momentum kicks in and finishing your tasks becomes much easier. Another major obstacle to productivity is distraction. This is a big one. Bad habits, endless scrolling, and digital addictions are designed to keep you hooked for as long as possible, exploiting your attention span. This constant stimulation fries your brain's reward system, which is why so many people today struggle with focus. The newer generations are experiencing higher rates of ADHD and struggle to get anything meaningful done. The solution? Lock in and focus on what truly matters. When you're learning or working, create a distraction-free environment. No background noise, no notifications, and if possible, put your phone away entirely. Try the Pomodoro technique or go all in and enter a deep flow state. Whatever works best for you. Everyone's different, so find your own rhythm. Lastly, don't go at this alone. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Join study groups, engage in discussions, and exchange ideas. Isolation slows progress, while collaboration speeds it up. And if you want to take things to the next level, consider sharing your progress publicly. Building a personal brand holds you accountable, invites constructive criticism, and helps you see new perspectives. It also strengthens your communication skills and builds confidence. Trust me, starting my own channel was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Now, if you want to become an expert or a master, we first need an outline, a criterion that defines expertise. Repeated attempts with feedback. Thousands of hours of practice must be paired with consistent feedback to correct mistakes and guide improvement. Experts don't just practice. They refine and adjust their approach with every attempt. Valid environment. Mastery requires a predictable and consistent environment, not one based on luck or randomness. A structured setting ensures that improvements are the result of skill development rather than chance. Timely feedback. Immediate feedback helps experts quickly adjust and learn, like athletes or problem solvers who instantly know if they succeed or fail. Delayed feedback can lead to ingrained mistakes and slowed progress. Deliberate practice. Experts deliberately and continuously challenge themselves by practicing their weak areas. They don't just repeat what they're good at. They push the boundaries of their knowledge and skills, often focusing on areas of discomfort. Bonus points if they're passionate about the subject, as passion fuels perseverance. Now that we know the criteria for mastery, let's focus on how to learn effectively. Preparation stage. First, decide what you want to learn and map out a clear, step-by-step plan. Many learning roadmaps already exist online. For example, roadmap.sh is great for IT and tech-related fields. If you're looking for academic knowledge, platforms like Khan Academy, MIT OpenCourseWare, Stanford Online, and Harvard EDX provide high-quality free courses. However, don't overthink this step. Planning is necessary, but spending too much time on it can lead to procrastination. The key is to plan quickly and get started. Taking action and adjusting along the way is far more effective than being stuck in analysis paralysis. Learning stage. Learning happens in 3 phases. Recollection, bulimic learning. This is when you can memorize information but lack deep understanding. It's a necessary foundation, but it's incomplete. Without reinforcement, knowledge at this stage fades quickly. Interpretation. You begin to explain concepts in your own words, connect ideas, and think critically. At this stage, you start recognizing what you didn't understand before, revealing more to learn. You're developing a deeper comprehension, allowing for flexibility in applying knowledge. Application. You reach a high level of comprehension and can now teach concepts, create new ideas, or solve complex problems. True mastery means pushing boundaries, innovating, and refining skills until only niche gaps remain to be filled. To level up from one phase to another, you must embrace the journey itself, the path to mastery. According to Mastery by George Leonard, progress doesn't follow a straight upward curve. It looks more like a staircase with long plateaus. These plateaus are where most people give up. To succeed, you must avoid falling into one of these 3 traps. The dabbler starts with enthusiasm but quits at the first plateau. The obsessive overworks to get quick results but burns out. The hacker settles for mediocrity, stopping self-improvement after reaching a basic level. The secret to long-term success is learning to embrace plateaus. During these periods of steady practice with no visible improvement, here's what you should do. Seek guidance from a quality mentor or resource to provide feedback. Commit to consistent and deliberate practice, focusing on areas that challenge you the most. Find joy in the process instead of focusing solely on the result. Loving the journey is what keeps experts moving forward. Approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset instead of blaming external factors. Obstacles are a part of the process. A powerful question to ask yourself when facing obstacles is, what am I going to do about it? This mindset shift transforms problems into opportunities for growth. Additional tips for accelerating learning. Here are some practical techniques I wish I had known earlier. Speed reading. Efficiently skim unnecessary details while retaining comprehension. Identify key information before reading and practice reading in chunks rather than word by word. Memory techniques. Use active recall and spaced repetition, along with memory palaces, chunking, and mnemonics. The goal is to make information stick long-term. Critical thinking. Analyze concepts deeply and understand them intrinsically. Use inductive and deductive reasoning and keep asking questions until you achieve those aha moments. The ability to think critically separates experts from amateurs. Practice exams and challenges. Test yourself before real exams to push your limits and reinforce learning. Practicing under real conditions simulates performance pressure and improves retention. Connecting the dots. Integrate ideas across disciplines to improve creativity, adaptability, and pattern recognition. The ability to draw insights from multiple fields makes you a more versatile thinker and problem solver. Leveraging technology. AI tools like ChatGPT can simplify complex concepts, create study guides, and generate practice questions. Platforms like Google's Notebook LM help structure learning with AI-assisted summaries. By using these tools, you can streamline the learning process and maximize efficiency. Mastery like polymathy isn't about perfection or constant improvement. It's about dedication to the process. Success comes from loving the journey, not just the destination. Stay committed, stay consistent, and most importantly, keep learning. Hard work and resilience will always beat talent alone. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more content and leave a thumbs up if you liked this video. I'll see you next time.